What's up, everybody? Ebrahim Mbokazi over here. How is everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody's healthy. And I hope everybody is doing awesome. So guys, on today's video, we are going to start doing interviews now. So basically on these interviews, I will be interviewing some small business owners, intermediate business owners, and some large corporation business owners. So if you are a person who's interested in learning about business, or you're looking to start your own business and you want to actually learn from people who are already into the space of running their own business and stuff like that, so what you want to do, you want to watch these live streams every day in the morning.
Finally, I'm okay. I guess it took so long.
It's okay. I know this kind of stuff can just blow your mind, because like technology, in fact, you cannot underestimate the power of technology.
Yeah.
One minute you think it's going to work, the next minute it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, sorry about that, but thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me here. So, Pet, let's not waste any time because we're already like halfway late, because it was supposed to end up at 8:30, but it's okay, it's cool. So, like, before we get started, why don't you just introduce yourself and just tell us more about yourself and your business line?
My name is Zethu. And
So that's
can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. Loud and clear.
Oh, okay. My name is Zethu. I'm actually one of the founders and co-owners of Sanctorum, series style travel. We are a travel agency, and we specialize in five-star safari properties across South Africa and actually Africa, and a lot of
Wow.
luxury properties as well. But
So,
then
so
we
you'll
also
actually,
do,
sorry to
yeah.
cut you off. So you'll actually own the properties or you're leasing them.
We don't own the properties, unfortunately. Well, not yet though. So what happens is that we have contracts with all these different companies that have like multiple hotels and lodges and guest houses under their belt. So what we do is, because we're a travel agency, we're either able to match what the property is offering or offer less than what you would normally get if you go online and stuff. And as soon as there's specials on these properties, we're the first people to know. So if, for example, right now, there's a property called, there's a number of properties, but I'm just making an example. It's not marketing. There's a property called Kapama, and some of the rooms, for example, there's a villa, a family villa that goes on average 60,000 rand per person per night, and we are currently selling that on their special, which is around 17,000 rand per night.
Wow.
So we have access to these five-star, like exclusive five-star properties that a lot of people actually don't know about, funny enough. But they're absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. And because we are affiliated with these properties, we're able to offer those that wanted access or those that knew nothing about the property, we're able to give them access to those properties at reasonable rates. So you can literally go to properties that offer an average of 10,000 rand per night, per person per night, meaning if it's per person per night, it means it has to be two of you. So if they say 10,000 per person per night, it means that it's 20,000 rand per night. Because then you have to be two people for that rate to be applicable, you know. So if it's on a per person per night, let's say it's 10,000 per person per night, we're able to get you that property at 2,800 per person per night, which is what,
Wow.
5,200 per night. So
So, like,
it's
these properties, where about are they like situated? Are they like an urban area or of more of a rural area, whereby you have that whole landscape where you can just chill, got the big five over there and stuff like that?
yeah, Yeah, most of them are most of them have their own private concessions, so they have their own private game reserves that actually consist of the big five. So we do have maybe like one or two properties that don't have their own private concession, but are literally cheaper than what you would normally get if you were to go to a lodge that has access to the big five. But apart from that as well, we also rent out a lot of vacation homes, primarily in predominantly in the what do you call it again, in the Cape Town area and Durban area.
Okay.
So in terms of luxury properties, it is across South Africa. In terms of resorts and lodges and hotels and stuff, it is across South Africa. We've just had an agreement with a very huge company. Now we are able to book people in Thailand. We are still
Wow.
busy liaising with people.
So that's
Yeah.
more like what can I say? Like a collaboration between a travel agency whereby people travel from Thailand and everything is sorted out for them when they reach into South Africa or Africa. Like everything accommodation is sorted out.
Well, this is primarily for South Africans. We want to take South Africans out of. We're still trying to collaborate and work because we're still fairly new. You know, we're still trying to collaborate with travel agencies out of the country, but that will only be possible once the COVID restrictions have been completely have completely been eliminated. Because then
Yeah.
what it does is that it will enable us to go to other continents and be able to collaborate with other travel agencies or other companies outside of the continent and tell them that, guys, there's a South African company, we can book your experience this side and etc. Because we do have access to private charters, we've got transfers and tours. We also have access to, for those who don't mind spending, private jets, and we also now are
Damn.
also able to rent out yachts. So we do the whole luxury thing from
To be
Kaleni
honest,
to
like the way I know, like because of this year we've had the COVID-19, so I know like a lot of business have suffered through this or through this time. So like from your perspective, and I know like with the business industry that you are in, you all mostly got affected the most because you weren't getting any people like you to stay in. So most of your businesses were like shut down for like 4 to 5 months out. So from your side, I would like to know how did you actually, as a business, deal with this challenge of the COVID-19, whereby you knew your door were closed, so you had no money coming into the business, whereby maybe you're only spending just to maintain everything that's within your premises or your business. How did you like pull out through this COVID-19 challenge, basically having no customers coming in for a couple of months?
honestly, we barely just survived. We barely just survived. Like barely. Like just it was bad. It was so
You almost shut down.
we were shut down. We were shut down, but in terms of surviving, I will not lie. I think the biggest lesson I learned from this entire COVID experience was that it forced us and taught us to be open minded, to
Yes,
learn new
definitely.
skills, and we actually, I think with COVID, it actually made me see an opportunity in so many other industries because what we
How
did
do you
like
see
most
that?
people yeah what we did like most people, because we didn't have capital, and we didn't really have much of our disposal because we shut like this, like 27 March, it was game over.
Game
it
over. Everything
And it
was
was kind of bad. Yeah, it was like this because we had transfers, we had bookings until the year 2022, and all of that got
wow.
cancelled in a week.
Like everything just got cancelled.
Like got cancelled like this. So
Things do
in as
change.
much as we had uh
I mean, things do change very fast.
yeah, no, it was bad. So in as much as what do you call it, we had planned that this is how we're going to grow our business because we had like a full on plan. We ended up we ended up learning about PPE. Like we had to just find a way to survive. Unfortunately, we jumped onto the wave a bit too late, but we at least managed to get at least like one little project. We learned about PPE extensively. The different types of masks, what they entail, the price fluctuations, what
Yeah.
goes on into a transaction. We learned about extra accounts. We learned about quantities. We learned about it was a completely different ball game that we had
And
to catch on fast, you know, to
just to
just
cut
try and survive.
sorry to cut you off. Uh, on that point, I do feel like the COVID, like obviously it was a bad thing for a lot of people. A lot of people lost a lot of loved ones. I do sympathize with those people. But for us business people, I do feel like that at that moment, even though at this time, it's like it was an era whereby we could just explore a different side from our normal side, whereby it was an opportunity for us to actually start seeing opportunities in different industries and actually gaining more knowledge. Because I actually took time and actually started looking at the charts, how things were going to play out and stuff like that. And to be honest, I also saw a lot of opportunities. And for those people that actually started business within this year, like COVID-19, most of those, I would say like 30% of those business are going to grow dramatically because they started their business at a very bad time. So that actually
Yeah,
gives them experience that, hey, when something bad hits, this is how we react to that situation. So I do feel
yeah,
like people
no,
were
definitely.
quite able to actually grow mentally, physically, spiritually, and actually learn more what they're doing and actually advance their knowledge.
No, definitely, definitely. It actually also, I think another thing that I learned, which was such an eye opener, it was something that I knew was important, but I never took it to heart, was the importance of agriculture.
Oh, please.
Agriculture, agriculture, like it's something we know it's important, it's daily, but I didn't think, I didn't
We take it for
comprehend its
granted.
significance until COVID happened because my husband and his side of the family are from are like just next to like the Kruger, right?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of in that area they depend solely on tourism for sustenance. 90% of the guys are employed by the tourism industry. So when COVID
Yeah.
happened, you know, with the whole food parcel situation that people couldn't get food parcels, every
Yes.
single
Yes.
yard that I went to, they convert, and you know, at Makaya, you know, they've got very big yards.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
converted their house into a garden.
I actually did that, to be honest. Like I'm one of those people that actually did that. To be honest, I
Wait, are
am
you
now
the one
gardening.
who was selling the spinach?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and we were just talking about you the other time. You
I'm telling
actually inspired.
I'm telling you,
You
like it's
actually
crazy.
inspired the. Ah, you
Like it's
actually
crazy how
inspired this.
we like talking together at the same time. Okay, you go ahead, you go ahead.
You actually inspired the concept that we called it's Shimungu Development Foundation, whereby we actually just registered. It's a non-profit company whereby we actually we're still working on it though. But the concept was to get some land and to start creating a feeding scheme because um,
Beautiful.
a lot of people didn't get their food pass and a lot of people lost their jobs, and we wanted to assist people in terms of, you know, at least going to bed with like a
Having
full
something to
stomach.
eat.
You know what I mean? I remember and you actually also inspired my husband and his brother to actually create a video that was sent through um it was sent through, not sure which platforms, because when we saw the whole garden thing with the whole spinach and you were selling some and then to those who couldn't buy you were giving them for free, we actually took that and we tried to turn it into something positive, but we're still working on it, however.
Definitely. So another question I do have for you, because like the whole show basically is called social media. Like, I want to know
Yeah.
how are you I want to know how are you taking your business and actually diversifying your basically your marketing and your content on different social media platforms. Are you actually targeting audience through Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or LinkedIn? Which platforms are you mostly using at this moment for your marketing?
Okay. Can I just say, Twitter till this day confuses me. I don't know
Twitter
how.
confuses me. I still suck at Twitter. Like, I definitely suck at
I
Twitter.
am terrible at Twitter. I don't understand it. It is so for me, the marketing platforms that I use a lot is Facebook and Instagram because for me those are user friendly. LinkedIn, I've got a profile, but I haven't like really started using it excessively as yet. I don't have TikTok. I don't even know how that works, so I use what I can. But my biggest marketing platforms are Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, because people have like large amounts of followings and stuff, we
Yes.
do pay a few pages for. And then on Facebook, what we do is that whenever we have an advert and stuff, I share on my personal platform. My husband shares on his personal platform. We share on the group, and we also share onto other tourism and travel pages that we have access to. So in that way, we are able to reach our audience.
Are you doing any paid ads?
Yes, on Facebook and Instagram, we do.
Yes. To be honest, like at this moment, paid ads on Facebook are underpriced. It's very, very, very cheap.
It's very affordable.
Rather than
Very
spend
affordable.
your money on TV ads, you rather just put your money onto Facebook or Instagram ads. Also, TikTok is
Definitely.
very, very also underpriced at this moment. Like, since it's going to be bought by Microsoft and other US companies, to be honest, at this moment, it's really underpriced. Whereby if you actually ran a video, the 30 seconds video ad, it would get a whole lot of views. Like, you're looking at a whole lot of views, even going into millions within a year. So I would
I'll
really
try
suggest that
TikTok.
I would really suggest that you just make a 30-second clip about your business, run an ad on that, and just see how it performs on TikTok. But TikTok is really hitting it out there. And with regarding with Facebook, like Facebook, to be honest, if you are in South Africa at this moment, Facebook is the number one platform for you to actually start reaching out to customers and actually exposing your business or brand. So Facebook is a definitely number one. Instagram also great. With Instagram, what I would suggest, going into Instagram stories, people are not fully taking the opportunity, basically the advantage of Instagram stories, running ads on Instagram stories. A whole lot of people view stories, and people
I,
click on
yeah,
stories one way. People just go on Instagram or Facebook stories. That's the first thing is first. So I do feel if maybe you can also run some ads on the stories from Facebook stories to
I
Instagram
do.
stories, that could also generate a whole lot of audience towards your business.
While most of the personal ads, because sometimes because of the admin and stuff, we don't. We very. It's a very small team. It's just, and then we have our content producers to get content to update websites and all of that. So most of the stuff is just me and him. So sometimes I'll just put like a poster with one of the properties that we have access to, and I'll just put it as a Facebook story and an Instagram story. In that way, I'm able to reach people much faster as opposed to sitting down trying to create a whole flyer and then post it and share it. It's much faster for me, especially if I'm just trying to get as many properties out there as I possibly can.
Definitely. And one thing also, like when you share content, like the way you share content, like piece by piece, I feel like that has much more effect than rather just compiling everything into one and just putting it out there. Because when a person just looks at that, like, okay, they're doing this, they're doing this, it's a lot of information for the person to actually consume. Whereby, like the way you're doing it, just
Yeah.
one piece. That actually does work. I've also did that for other businesses whereby, okay, I'm posting one content. I can see over here, I'm on your website, there's a lot of content that you have here that can actually run ads for maybe a month, and then you can take those same content that you used last month, just recycle them, just twist the captions and stuff like that, just twist it all over again. So I do feel like that
No,
could help.
definitely. I think we have enough content to last us a couple of years because I think we've already reached over between 50 to 100 properties already, and that's it's quite a lot of it's a lot of hotels, lodges, guest houses, villas. It's a lot. It is a lot. I mean, with Cape Town already, I think we have more than 50 private villas in the affluent suburbs of Cape Town. That's excluding the safari properties, that's excluding the hotels, so it's a lot. So content is galore. It's just that trying to keep up with everything mentally and trying to post as many properties to get out there. It's a bit of a challenge. It's a bit of a challenge, I must admit.
What I would do if I was you, like the same person that you have who's basically creating your content, I would get somebody actually to assist that person, whereby you would get a person that's actually creating the content, and then you can actually get a person that's actually distributing the content. Because at the end of the day, when you're creating content and distributing content, you need to understand that how the content is being consumed and how people are receiving it, and the analytics behind it. Is it reaching the right person? Is it reaching your target market, basically? So you need to go back and check your analytics and actually see that, okay, my ad is running, is it bringing in the revenue back that I actually spend out? Is there an ROI back on the
Yeah.
investment that I put on Facebook? So those are the things that I think that would really help you, maybe if you also got another person that to deal with social media and just creating content. Because as soon as your content department or your marketing department is set, I do feel like that's a very, very strong foundation for every small business and intermediate business, even large corporations. A whole lot of like large corporations that I've seen, they actually take most of their money and actually put it back into marketing, because that's the
No,
engine behind it.
definitely. Marketing is key.
Yes. So,
No,
like right now,
definitely. Marketing is key.
yes. Before we wrap up, what would you say like the challenges you had when you started this business, and like the stuff that you had to go through and think that if I did this, this would work. If I did this, this wouldn't work. So I would like to know some of the challenges that you actually faced as a female entrepreneur, because a lot of females are skeptical about the entrepreneurship field. We mostly have a lot of males. So I would like to hear from your side as a female entrepreneur, like the experience and the challenges that you faced starting your business until the point that you are in at this moment.
The challenge. I think my biggest challenge is, fear of the unknown, whereby you're
Yes.
not sure if this is gonna work. I mean, the first time I went into business, I think I told people about a year, 8 months to a year later, that I'd gone into business, because I was scared to see if it doesn't work out. They're gonna start saying, "I am Bona. What is she trying to do? What is she
Yes.
thinking? Is she crazy? Why
You
couldn't she
have
just be like everybody else?"
a lot of
And
enthusiasts like
then yeah. And then once you get over the whole abantu bazothini syndrome, and you're like, screw it, let me just try it. Ekugcineni, I don't know what's gonna happen, right? Let's just give it a shot. And then once you get the first deal, then the second deal, then the third deal, it literally boosts your, I can do this, you know?
yes.
So that was like my first biggest challenge was that. Secondly, because like you said, business is mostly male dominated. Being a female, unfortunately, I have to say that you're prone to a lot of sexual harassment, which is not. We really are prone to a lot of sexual harassment. I've had, because my number is public for the obviously the work that I'm doing. Clients have to be able to get a hold of me. 'Cause this is my business line. My number is my business line, and it's also my personal line. And then I've got my email address out, my website out, and stuff. I've had random numbers try video call me all sorts of odd hours. Just people, when you send them messages, they think you're trying to flirt with them.
We have
And it's no,
that.
it's very unfortunate. it really is unfortunate, and I wish, men in general could do better with that department. I yeah, because it's really frustrating when it comes to that. And another thing was the fact that um, rejection was also one of the biggest things for me,
Like
whereby you send
honest,
whereby like you'd send a person an advert, like you'd send them what's called a post or an advert, and then they'll
yeah,
tell you like, stop harassing me, stop sending me spam, and you're
yeah.
like, I I'm not trying to sell you Bitcoin or Forex. I'm just
Yeah.
selling an advert just in case you
An
wanna
actual
travel.
business. Yeah.
Like an
I'm selling a
actual advert,
service.
like an actual advert, I'm just trying to say, listen, that safari property that costs you 18,000 rand a night is actually now going for 4,800 rand a night per person per night sharing. That's what I'm just trying to tell you, like, just in case, so that you don't wait for the prices to go back to 8 to
Like,
36,000 rand per night. Take them now, get discount, and get them for under 10,000 rand per night. You know what I mean? So when people, I think the rejection was just like, people really are mean. You just have to take it. And another thing is that, which I've really just, I think it has been an advantage, is I've gotten to a point I'm like, you know what? Just try. If it
you
doesn't
have
kill you,
you really have to try. Like those people that
yeah,
don't try mostly fail. In life, we have life basically, and then we have the negative and we have the positive. So it's either you're always positive or you're always negative. It's either you see the
no,
bright side or you see the
definitely,
dark side. So a lot of people,
definitely.
like for us entrepreneurs, we always trying to focus on the positive side. And then you will get those average people, those people they always want to try and pull you down. And it's mostly your clique or some people around your area and stuff. It's the people that you mostly know most of the time. So as you said, like
No,
as a
definitely.
female, you get a lot of rejection. I must say, in my perspective, like I have had a whole lot of rejection. That's why I actually told myself, you know what? I'm gonna stop going to people and asking for stuff. I'm gonna start building my own self, building my own businesses, and let them come to me in a way. So rather than me chasing, why don't they chase after me? So what I must say, like,
Yeah.
I'm glad to have you on this live stream, Zethu. I hope whoever watches this will get a great amount of value out of this. Before we leave, any advice for people that want to become an entrepreneur? Any advice? What advice do you have?
I'm gonna be honest. It's not
Yes.
easy. It
Never
is
easy.
not easy. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, sleepless nights, a lot of anxiety, sometimes depression. But then what I can say is that the rewards are worth it once you start getting those deals, once you start making those sales, once you just start getting those transactions, it actually is worth it. Somebody once said that being in business means one day you're eating lobster, the following day you're having ice and egg for dinner. So
Oh
it
yes.
is worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. The financial rewards are worth it. It is tough at the beginning, but once you get the hang of it and you've gotten to a strategy that works for you and it keeps working for you and you keep pushing it, you can actually, the world becomes your oyster.
Yes.
So if you wanna go in, yeah, if you wanna go into it, you have to brace yourself because it's not easy, but then it is worth it.
So before we leave, can you just like share out your social media platforms, basically how people can get in touch with you or your business, your website and stuff like that. But what I'll also do, I'll also leave all your information, your website and email address on the comments so people can just check it out also. But you can also just shout it out for them, Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Okay, you can get me at Zethu Mthembu on Facebook. And then the business page is Sanctorum, which will be typed out, which you can also get on Facebook. And then on Instagram, I go by it's Zethu Mthembu, which is one word. And then the business is Sanctorum. Our website, I beg your pardon?
Is that on Instagram?
Yes, Instagram, Sanctorum. Yeah. And then it's Zethu Mthembu on Instagram. And then you can get me, email address is info@sanctorum.com. Website sanctorum.com. And then my contact number is 065 881 9160. 065 881 9160. You can contact me for any travel bookings, private jets, private yachts, private villas if you want, desert safaris, Thailand, any safari property throughout Africa, you can contact us. Luxury properties throughout South Africa, you can contact us. Yeah, and also transfers and tours. So if you need a transfer from the airport to hotel, primarily Gauteng and Mpumalanga, unfortunately, and Limpopo for transfers and tours
Really
in the Mpumalanga.
within the summer going into next year. It's really gonna blow up. The
I
transfers,
beg your pardon?
the transfers from the airport to your hotel or whatever, it's really going to blow up during the summer and going into next year. Like it really has a lot
No,
of potential.
definitely. Yeah, yes, yes. So that's pretty much us in a nutshell. So serene style travel. That's our slogan.
Yes, I appreciate you for having me on this live stream and thank you very much. I know it was short notice, but thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we can communicate as time goes by. Like I will be sharing this video to a whole lot of other groups and stuff like that. So like just to create that exposure for your business. And then from there I'll tag you. Whatever question comes in through, you can just respond to it or so. But from me,
Thank you.
but from me, thank you
Thank you
very
for
much.
having me, Ebrahim. Thanks.